Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world, whatever time of day it is. Welcome to Beginner Flexibility. If you've ever done any classes with me, you know that I like to be very intentional, very slow with movement so that you can take your intention and your focus into the muscle that we're working, the action that we are doing. I like to make sure that you are being intentional as well. Today, we are going to kind of throw that out the window a little bit, and we are going to be working with something called fascial elasticity. So if we're going to work with flexibility, we have to understand fascia. Our fascia plays a huge role in our flexibility. So a lot of people think that it's their muscles that are not allowing them to be flexible and to have range of motion and mobility. And that is, yes, part of it. There's a strength aspect to being flexible, which we'll work through in this. But there's also a fascial line aspect to you being flexible. And that our fascial lines they're lines of, you can think of them as, I like to think of them as spider webs, but they're just lines of fascia that run in certain directions that connect to certain things that have certain actions. And today we're going to be working on the front line of our fascial plane. And that runs from the tops of our toes to the top of our shin, to our knees, to the tops of our thighs. And then it comes in where our pubic bone starts, works its way up, all the way, connects with these two muscles here. I don't know if you can see that, all the way into your skull. Now it has aspects of being in your skull as well, but these are called fascial planes. And the thing about fascia is it holds information. It's this amazing network of really, really thick spider web, like the spider webs that you see on movies and like scary movies. It's intertwined with everything, and it holds memory, it holds information, it holds emotions. So as we're going through this, one, we will open up our flexibility, but two, recognize what comes up in your emotions, in your thoughts, in your actions, because you cannot affect the body without affecting the mind, and you cannot affect the mind without affecting the body. So if you notice inflexibility in your thoughts, maybe your body is mirroring that. If you notice that your body is inflexible, where in your mind and in your thoughts are you mirroring that? Our body and our mind, they work together. A lot of people think that you can work the mind without the body, and that's just untrue. Your body will still hold tons and tons and tons of information. You need both. It's a connection of matter and intelligence, whatever that intelligence that human houses might be, or living beings, whatever that intelligence is. We have these forms, these physical forms that hold that. So this is our matter, and then there's some form of intelligence, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, that this matter is holding. And so you cannot work one without the other. And if there's inflexibility in one, it's showing the inflexibility in the other. So let's go ahead and begin. You can start like me. And this may be difficult for you right now. As you can see, my feet are untucked, so the tops of my feet are on the ground, and my shins are here, sitting flat, and I'm sitting on my shins. And this might be already intense for you because that front line of fascia right there, you're starting to experience that. Now, one thing that I do want you to focus on, if at all possible, is to not let your feet sickle. If just sitting here like this is stretching the front line of your body, then by all means, you're not going to even be worried about your feet. But if you're like me and you have more flexibility, you might notice that your feet sickle in as a defense pattern of you not actually getting into your fascial plane. So we'll go ahead and start. What we're going to do is just lift and lower. You can take your hand to your knee and assist, but we're going to just lift and lower one leg. We'll go about 30 times. Try to think of being nice and long through that front area, through that front side, because you know that fascial plane runs right along that up into the knee and over. And we'll get that whole fascial line will go from the bottom to the top. And I will count. You can count in your head, but once we're past this little space, I will start counting. So you'll hear me counting to 30 a lot today. Let's go ahead and switch sides as soon as you get to 30 on that side. Okay. And remember, don't let that foot sickle or lean out to the side. Your heel roll out to the side. Can you keep your foot straight on the ground? And then you're just pumping back and forth. I like to do it one side at a time because my feet do sickle really bad. So it is a defense pattern that I have. I have very floppy ankles, I like to say. If you were with us in beginner balance or renewed balance or even renewed strength, we did a lot of ankle work, and you know that I have very flexible ankles. So as we're going through here, you will get muscular workouts doing this. Okay, go ahead and pause. Now, coming to center as much as you can you roll your ankles in, not sickle, and then just both legs at a time. So you'll want to lean your torso back. And so now that you know where this fascial line runs, it runs along the front side of the body. And you know now that it's like spider webs. So envision with me, if you will, the thick spider webs, if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Eight-Legged Freaks, any scary movie that there's thick spider webs. Imagine if you were to pull or have like a knot, a ball in one area of that spider web. It completely affects and makes the rest of the fascial line or the spider web tug and pull and react. The same thing happens in our human body. Make sure you're still bouncing, still working through that fascial line. Okay, you can come forward. You can tap out your feet or untuck and tuck. I like to just flop my feet around. But the same thing happens in our fascia, is that if you have something in your ankles, it could affect your neck. If this fascial plane is and tight, which normally it is because this is our pattern, if this is bound up, the memory in that fascia is to stay here, then your neck is going to come forward, your shoulders are going to come forward, your posture will be affected by that memory held in the fascia. So what we're doing is we're breaking it up. So as you're going through today, you'll feel this you're feeling like a stretch, but not deep in the muscle. You're feeling like a pull, a tension. And then as soon as you get to the very tip of it, it almost bounces back itself. So it's like this elastic quality, which our fascia has. So what we're doing is we're basically trying to break up all that bound up information that's in our fascia so that we can have more and more and more mobility. So we're working the front plane, and we're also going to go ahead and throw in the deep arm lines as well, and we'll get to that towards the end. Okay. Now this one is a bit tough. If you feel like it's too much for you, too much for ankles, I still suggest try it. Go as much as you can. But if you feel like you can't get that, then just come back to this first one and just do 30 there, okay? We're gonna do 10 to start with. We're gonna do 10 3 times, okay? We'll have rests in between. All right, so place your hands on the earth. You'll keep your feet flipped, so the tops of your feet are on the earth, and then you're just gonna come up like this. Your toes might pop, but we're gonna have that elastic quality, so it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what we're doing is we're working that fascial plane that's on the tops of our toes all the way to our knee. Okay? And we will unwind through the rest of it as well. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. Flip your feet over and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. It is intense. It does get very intense on the toes. So do your best. Like I said, If you feel like you lose it and you can't get it, you can always come back to this posture. Okay, let's go ahead and start again. Hands on the earth. Watch your feet, watch your ankles. See if you can find a pattern and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Ah, those toes. You feel it. I always shake them out, just giving them a moment. We have one more set of those, so just bear with me. Catch your breath here. Okay. Place your hands on the earth. Flip your toes over. Begin 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Place your feet down. Woo. Wiggle out those toes. You'll feel that if you decide to go the opposite, so that'd be pulling your toes towards your knees. Just be very careful. Just be very slow with these motions. Fascia is different than muscles. We are breaking up this fascia. Our fascia also doesn't have direct blood flow to it. So you don't want to let your ego run the show here. You want to be very gentle with yourself, just to that elastic barrier, and then allow yourself to come back. It's just a find the barrier, come back. Find the barrier, come back. And you can try it with your arms, like opening it up. Feel what that feels like across your chest. We'll be doing these a little later, but just see if you can feel that rebound, that elastic quality, just so you can get a good understanding for what that feels like, okay? Next, we are going to, this one will be a little bit slower, but next we're working through the fascial line here. Keep your toes tucked if you can, and you're just bouncing back and forth. Your knees might pop. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, then you really need to be sitting, but we'll work on it differently. You can always put a pillow, roll up your mat. Okay, we're gonna be doing 15. We'll pause, catch our breath. 15, pause, catch our breath, and so on, okay? Ready, and begin. So we're coming back. 1, 2, try to keep your glutes nice and tight. So you're pushing your hips forward because this fascial plane, and if you can keep your torso nice and long and open, it helps. But right now we're just working in the fascial line in the front. 9, I'm guessing, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Release down. Whew. Chloe. This is Chloe. If you haven't been with us this whole time, if this is your first time, that's Miss Chloe. She likes to try to be the star of the show, but she doesn't know it's my show. Just playing. Okay, we're going to be on all fours really quick. And with this, normally I have you really tucking into your pelvis, like tuck your pelvis, and then I have you kick. But this time, I want you to kick up and try to expand, move your chest forward, down, and forward. So you can try to get this fascial plane all the way from your collarbones down through the tops of your toes. So it'll look like that. Okay? And we'll do 30 of those. Okay? All right, ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can stay looking up, like facing forward, it'll get into your neck as well. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Whew. Booty workout too. Okay, switching to the other side. Again, chest goes down and forward. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Whew. Catch your breath. Whew. Catch your breath. Allow yourself to breathe. You can still be very intentional, even though these movements are fast. So pay attention. You know where the front line of the body is. Can you be aware and pay attention to what's happening through the front line of your body as you go through the motions, okay? Let's begin. Coming up on your knees. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, keep going, 14, one more, 15. Good. All fours. We'll start with the opposite leg this time. Oh, my hip just popped. So you can see some opening happening for me. Ready? Let's begin on that left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, halfway there, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 more, 7, 28, 29, 30. Whew. Switch sides and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woohoo! You can roll out your shoulders. Apologize for the cough. Catch your breath. Slow your heartbeat just a little bit. These are very intense, so you're getting a fascial workout, you're getting a cardio workout. So this is a little bit different than my traditional classes, but I wanted to start this way so that we can break up that fascia, start moving the body in ways that it may never have moved or experienced. Last round here, okay? Coming up onto your knees, get your pillow ready. Tuck your tailbone under so you're really jutting your hips forward, then lean back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to keep your knees facing forward. Don't let your knees splay out. 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. 11, feel it. 12, 13, 14. Ooh, don't push through any pain here. 15. So if you feel it starting to grab, that's defense. So don't push through it. Quads, they don't get a lot of love, especially flexible love. So just be kind to yourself. Remember, keep your ego out of it. When you start to lose the elastic quality and you start to feel a grabbing quality, that means you're probably going too far, okay? And you're starting to get into muscle, okay? All right, last time, starting with the other leg, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Don't lose form. I'm pausing for a moment. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You almost got it. 29 and 30. Oh, that side is done. One more. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost there, 23, 24, 25, ooh, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Ooh. You can sit back, catch your breath for a moment. We will not be doing a full hour of this, so stay strong in knowing that this class, it's going to go a little bit faster. It's going to challenge you. It's going to challenge your lungs. It's going to challenge your heart. It's going to challenge your mindset. Can you be flexible and saying, maybe I need to break this up over 2 days. Maybe I do one of each round. So as I'm going, you just pay attention. Sometimes just thinking about the motions or going, 10% instead of your 60, 70% that you always go. Can you have that flexibility to not push to 1,000% and then break and not be able to make it through the whole thing, instead of being flexible and saying, okay, I'm going to give it my all when I can, and when I can't, I'm going to take it at a slow pace, maybe 10% more each day, 10% more each time. Okay? All right. Next, what we're going to be doing is, it's like upward facing dog. So we're right here. Our arms are straight. Your heart is very forward. So this won't work as good if your arms are at an angle. So you see I'm at an angle, it's jamming my back. So I'm going to scoot my hips forward. Now, you may not even have this range of motion in your body. That's okay. You can stay here, and what you're going to think about doing is moving your heart forward. So see how my toes are tucked, and I push my heart forward. I still have the elastic quality there. You still find that elastic quality of moving your lower back long, heart goes forward and up, and just pumping. We're going to go ahead and go 20 for this one, and we will do it 3 times, okay? Chloe, my dear, watch out. Okay, so get into position, or I'll show you really quickly what it looks like to do the full version. So see how I'm up on my toes, and it's like you're pumping your hips forward. You will feel awkward. So just do the best you can. Remember, something is better than nothing. Just don't push through pain, okay? So let us begin. Flipping over. You can flip your feet over, and you can just remain here and lift your heart up. That works. I actually feel a lot more with that than I do with that. So you guys just play with it, and we're going 20, okay? So I'm keeping my legs flat on the earth, and I'm gonna pull my heart forward. Your arms have to be really strong. And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Coming back. As you're doing that, I say there's a really big focus on this tummy area, like trying to open up your stomach. So even if you're here, it's simple to just reach your feet back and pull your heart forward. You do not have to have big motions to make big effects in your body. So I could get the same effect being down here on my forearms as I could with my arms straight through, just simply because I know that where I want to feel it is from here up, And with that, I'm going to create the action so I know that going forward and up is going to stretch that away, okay? This is a more challenging one, so don't get discouraged if you feel like this is super hard. Just give yourself the grace to allow yourself to feel that stretch. And if you can't even feel it with the pump, you can work on just feeling that tension through the fascial plane, okay? Ready? And begin. 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Ooh, rest. And you don't want to push it too hard on this, simply because you don't want to hurt your back. So if you have to stay down on your forearms and just stretch through the fascial plane, like feel the tension through the front part of your body, it's perfectly fine. Maybe you'll eventually break that up enough and find the strength enough to be able to go through the whole thing. We're going to go ahead and take a moment and just watch me for a moment because I want you to know how to come out of it. So we're going to tip our heads back, but to come out of it, you're going to lean your torso forward so much so that your head comes forward. Okay, so we're going to start working into this part and this anterior part of our neck. You can also have your hand there to support if you don't have the cervical mobility that I have, okay? So you're going to think of getting long through the sides of your neck, long, 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 and then letting your head fall back. Keep your jaw closed. Come out of it, lean your torso forward, and release your neck. Last time through the front of the body. Okay, you can take whatever you need to. Just don't jam through your lower back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Woo. I wouldn't suggest immediately going back into child's pose like I just did there. You don't want to go directly into the opposite and create like a lockdown. Okay. There's a lot to this fascial mobility. Just bear with me, hang in there, okay? All right, we are going to now move into the planes in our arms. So the deep planes, the deep arm lines, they'll come across here and they'll be like this. So this is super simple. However, if you can't sit like I am sitting and you find that when you sit on your bottom, you curl and then this happens, see how I'm rounded? It's kind of defeating the purpose. So if you feel like this happens, it's very, very easy to just place a block under your bum and allow your hips to be just a little bit lower. You can also, with this one, simply stand up, okay? And I'm gonna stand up. Actually, I'm not, because I tend to have a defensive mechanism where I poke my ribs out. So instead, try to keep your lower ribs pulled in, and we're just gonna make it through the arms. So see how my arms are moving straight back. My thumb is up. You reach like somebody's pulling you apart. And even just doing that, you can start to feel it going through your arms and through the front line of your body. So try not to let them be rounding. Can you spin your arm bones out? Which if you've worked with me before, you know that we work on this constantly. And then act like two people are pulling you away from each other. And then begin. We'll go 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to let your head jut forward. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Whew. Shake out your neck. You might feel things in your neck starting to happen, starting to unwind. We have unwound really from the toes all the way up now, and now we're starting to open up through the chest. The only place that really hasn't gotten unwound is our neck. So right now, you might feel a lot of things getting bound up there. Don't worry. Trust me to take you through the rest of your body, okay? Let's begin again, and we'll go down at an angle this time. So first time we were straight out. Now we're gonna go down a little bit. Make sure you're keeping your chest open. Reach like somebody's pulling your arms towards the earth, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30. Oh, good. And then we're going to do, there's a little fuzz on me. We're going to do one last time where our arms are going to be up like this. So keep your arm bones spinning out, and you're going to make a big motion. So my ribs do tend to pop out here. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Oh, my arms are shaking. You can roll out your neck. Okay. And this is just one plane that we're releasing. So you'll feel some goodness there. Okay. This last big move that we have before we work into our neck, we're going to be working into our shoulders in this area. So you'll take your bum, place it on the ground, place your feet flat on the earth with your knees bent. Your arms will be behind you. Start with your arms or your hands facing out or facing back or at an angle. And you can play into this because I don't want you to be jamming your shoulders. And so one area might feel better than the other. Don't push through pain. Remember, it's silly to push through pain. So roll your shoulders, puff up your chest a little bit. And then what you're going to do is we'll come here. 1, 2, 3. You're moving your butt towards your heels, but you keep your chest up. Maybe look towards like the corner of the room, at the top of the wall or the ceiling. You don't want your head completely back, but I'd say we're probably around 10, 11. We're only going to 15, 13, 14, and 15. Rest down. You can change the angle of your hands and see if that makes a little bit of a difference. If you get a different part of that fascial plane. 1. And the further your feet are away from your body, the harder it will be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to keep your arms rolling out. 9, 10, 11, 12. Try not to look down. 13, 14, and 15. Triceps are getting a work out. Woo. So it's flexibility, but you need strength for flexibility. Now maybe you face your hands straight forward, your fingers straight forward, and you try it this way. Remember, they might not all work for you. So if they don't, just pick the one that you found the most results from and go there. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Still try to keep your chest expanded. 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't look down. 10, 11, 12. Almost done. 13, 14, and 15. Release down. Oh, you guys have done so great. We are moving into more of our resting postures within our neck. So catch your breath. Notice your chest, how it might feel more expanded and open. Your neck, the difference between your neck and the rest of your body, your neck might not feel so great. It might still feel bound up, and that's okay. So what we're going to do now is you'll turn your head to the left and then let your left ear fall, turn your head to the right and then you'll let your left ear fall to your left shoulder. And you should feel a nice stretch through this muscle right here that goes from your collarbone and your ribs all the way up. And what you can do is you can gently just massage it. Just don't dig into it. Well, yes, you can do that. Try to keep yourself centered, like your head centered over your pelvic bowl, so that you're not here and having to hold your head up. Just breathe into that area. This is more fascial plasticity, but we're not going to be throwing our head around unless you're going to like a rock concert, in which case maybe you get some cervical spine fascial elasticity, but I don't recommend it. There's so much information that passes through our cervical spine. And so if the first bit of information that passes through is that we're guarded and bound up here, or there's tugging here, it's going to affect the entire rest of our being. Okay? Slowly take your left hand to the left side of your head and push yourself back up. You don't want to really start to activate the muscles because they don't know how to work at this new length. This fascia is weak at this new length. The information that's held there, it's new information. So just be very gentle with yourself here. Same thing, turn your head to the left, and then allow your right ear to fall to your right shoulder, and then check, is your head over your pelvic bowl? It's not going to be directly over, but is your body weight over there? And see, as I'm here, I start to notice something happening in my left hip. And as you know, if you've spent any time with me, that touch is vital for your brain. And so if you touch, so the muscle that we're working on here attaches at the collarbone and on that first rib, first and second rib, I think. And so if you, and then all the way up right behind your ear, if you just want to rub your hand there. You might get new information. Doing that allowed my hip to kind of relax, but it is still there. So you can see that your neck will affect everything else. Go ahead and take your head up. One last time. Mouth is closed. Reach the sides of your neck long, 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 long. Try to keep your chin level with the earth. And then you guys can allow your head to fall back, keeping your jaw closed. And just breathe into that. To come out of it, lean your heart forward, to slowly allow your head to roll back to center. You might feel very relaxed, very at ease now. You can go ahead and fall into Shavasana. I'm going to let this be an open-ended Shavasana. So as you lay here, you might find that there's one or two things that you want to do. You might want to take a posture that's very much heart opening, spinal extension, back bend, if you're more advanced in the practice and see how your body has morphed and changed. Or you can just fall into Shavasana. I'm letting you know that your legs might not want to go straight right now. So you can always bend your knees and place your feet wide on the mat, almost at the sides, and then let your knees fall together. Again, this is an open-ended Shavasana, which means I'm going to let you remain here. And I challenge you to remain here longer than you normally would, and allow your brain to integrate all that information. Fascia is highly, highly innervated by the nervous system. It's a very giant web of information. So let your brain have the time to process it, what you've just done.